Hey guys, this is Marc Goldberg from Marc Vlogs Watches, and do I have an exciting episode for you today. Thanks for joining me for the Battle of the Discount Divers. That's right, we're going to talk Seiko. Grand Seiko? No, regular Seiko. The watch that you can afford, that I can afford, we can all afford. In fact, most of us can get a couple of them. But before we proceed any further with this knockdown, drag-out 15-round battle, let's go ahead and do the quick fist watch check, and here it is. Today I am wearing one of the watches that we will be examining. Guys, please like this video so that YouTube knows I'm alive, and definitely subscribe to my channel so we can do this again. Let's see if I can get, there we go. Look at that, look at that. That is gorgeous. This is the Blue Lagoon. This is a pre-ceramic, old school Seiko Turtle. We're gonna talk about that right now. Guys, fortunately, my friend and yours, Bruce Williams, check out his channel. A link is in the description. Fantastic channel, way better than mine. Bruce does editing, music, macro shots, all kinds of cool stuff. Check him out. But at any rate, Bruce Williams lent me this watch right here. This is the new kid on the block. What we have here is a King Seiko. Let's get it into the little bit better light. This is the King Seiko, and it is new. It has new and improved features versus this Blue Lagoon. So I think what we ought to do is have a quick conversation, then we will turn the camera around and we will compare these two guys and decide which one is better. First, the Blue Lagoon is a standard Seiko Turtle with the exception of its special dial and bezel. So this is a limited edition. Now before I go any further, I am selling off a few pieces, and this guy is one of them right here. So you'll be seeing it throughout this video. Just bear in mind, you can have it for $495 delivered anywhere in the continental United States. But that's a firm price, guys. Don't mess with me. It's cheaper than any of them on eBay even. And it's a limited edition. Seiko only made X number of these, although they never told us how many. Here's the thing. This particular version of the Turtle came out in many, many iterations. The Patty edition, black, all kinds of different colors, and then a few special limited ones like this. And this watch suffered from a few different problems, but for its price point, it was and really is terrific. Now, the bezel aligns on this one, and so many of them don't. But we really got to talk about this guy here. First, let's turn the camera around, look at these two guys, talk about the differences. Okay, fellas, so here we are essentially looking at two watches of absolutely exact dimensional equality. There are a couple of key differences though. Boy, look at the dial on that Blue Lagoon. I don't know, guys, this is going to be a little tough for me to part with it, but this is Bruce Williams' watch. However, I have ordered one, and gosh, there's just no room. I need to clear something out, so this guy has to go. I will part with it regretfully. Now, I've pulled out the calipers, so let's go ahead and check dimensions to just be sure that as advertised they are exactly the same. 44.8, call it 45. 44.9, call it 45. Now, this is a large watch, 45 millimeters. It's big, but its lug to lug is really quite short, and that's one of the secrets as to why it wears so incredibly well. Almost any wrist size can wear this. We're looking at a 47.4 lug to lug, 47.3. Again, minor differences, probably due to the fact that my hand is shaking while we're here on camera. From top of bezel, we're looking at 13.2. Have to avoid that little bubble there, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And here we're looking at 13.1, 13.2. Guys, the dimensions on these watches are identical. The bracelets are identical. The crowns are identical. Case backs are going to be very, very similar. Bruce didn't take the sticker off the back of his yet, so I don't want to go ahead and do that for him. I do not. The difference would be that this one here is marked as a limited edition right here, and this guy doesn't have that. Now, let's talk about what changed. This is, let's flip them the right way, guys. This is Hardlex mineral crystal. In theory, it can scratch. I've actually never scratched one of these, but theoretically it can scratch. It's hard, but it's not quite as hard as sapphire. And Seiko went ahead and made the upgrade and put a sapphire crystal on the King Seiko. Here we have no date bubble, no date bubble. And here we have a magnifier. And in fact, you can see there's a lot of magnification there. At least, 1.75 or 2. Let's go ahead and change the time so we get the hands out of the way. You really can see a difference there in terms of how easy the legibility is. Much better on the new version. But those of you who absolutely hate a Cyclops, well, you're going to hate this guy here even worse. There is anti-reflective coating on the underside of that crystal. Also notice the dial. Most people are calling that the waffle or the hand grenade style dial. Now, another issue that Seiko has fixed on the King, besides the crystal, has to do with the bezel. So you're going to see that the King Seiko has a taller bezel, and it has more definitive cuts on these little gear, chunky little cuts, whereas this is soft and rounded. And I'll tell you another thing, this one aligns. Now mine aligns very, very close, but it's probably 0.25 millimeters off, and you can kind of noodle it into position. I'm going to let you hear the bezel action of the pre-ceramic Blue Lagoon Seiko Turtle. I'm going to bring this up in a moment to near the microphone so you can hear this. This is very distinctive. It's creamy, it's smooth, there's not a ton of backplay, but you wouldn't say that these rifle shot into each location or position either. You just wouldn't think that. They have changed the bezel action on the King Seiko, and they have made it way more satisfying. Let me bring it up so you can hear it. It's a deeper sound, and I would say it's more definitive, and you can feel it better locking into each position. So I feel like the bezel action on the King is superior, and certainly it's nicer to have sapphire. Now, really the only other difference here, guys, is the bezel insert. This is aluminum with paint. It's a little subject to scratching on the one hand. On the other hand, it'll develop patina. It'll fade. It'll look really cool in years to come. Whereas this is ceramic, and although you can see some fingerprints, it'll pick that up. It's not going to scratch. It'll always look the same. So this would be considered an improvement. Guys, let's flip the camera around, and I'm going to talk money in terms of the price differential between these two versions of the Seiko Turtle. Which one should you buy? Which one can you get? Okay, guys, so first of all, which one of these should you get? Well, if you're in the market for a Blue Lagoon, I'm your guy, as I said before. And, well, the King. I think this is the one that I want to try now. That's why I want to part with this Blue Lagoon. I got to say, it's really tough, because look at the colorway on that. That's just spectacular. And this is certainly a whole lot more muted. Nonetheless, I'm seduced. I really kind of want to get into this particular newer generation, and I've had this one long enough. Bought it in Thailand at a high-end AD in Bangkok. No, Pattaya. Anyway, came from Thailand. It's a full set. So now here's the thing, guys. This watch here is got a list price of right around $600. I have one coming. This one's Bruce, as I said, Bruce Williams, but I have one coming. I bought it on eBay. I found it for $468, which was the cheapest I was able to find it any place. So check eBay before you buy anywhere else, but a variety of vendors have these, and you'll find it maybe at the Seiko boutique, but I think you're going to find it cheaper. Brand new full set on eBay, at least at the current moment. But guys, if I were you, and if you want the new King Seiko Turtle, I would wait, and I'll tell you why. When a new Seiko Turtle comes out, if it's not a limited edition like this, if it's an unlimited edition like this, Seiko tends to make tens of thousands of them, God knows how many. And when it first comes out, it's difficult to find discounts. And then you look back in a year and a half, and the prices have just fallen rock bottom. The dealers will be discounting the heck out of them, and then guys like me will be bailing out of them and selling them cheap. So if you can possibly afford to wait. I remember when the Paddy edition of the Seiko Turtle came out. I'll put a picture of it in right here. I had to be the first one on my block in order to have that, and so I paid full boat. Now you can buy that same exact watch. I think I paid $500, $550 even for it. And you can buy that same Paddy edition brand new for $275, $260, and used, I don't know, like $225, $200. So if you can possibly wait on the King Seiko, I'm sure in another year prices are going to dip. If you can't wait, go right ahead. This sucker is great. I think I'm going to really enjoy it. I haven't been able to take it off. I'm parting with the Blue Lagoon. I'm a little regretful about that. I think I'm going to miss it because the color is just super spectacular. But time waits for no man. How many Seikos can I own? Guys, thanks for spending this time with me. Please like this video, subscribe. I got lots to talk to you about in 2020. Let's do it again. Goldberg, peace out.